Welcome back to I-ZILLA. I'm your host, Louie, and we have the same guest from the last episode, which is Miss Joel and Mr. Emborgo. So last time we talked about Manny Pacquiao, who's running for president. You guys gave your opinions on that. So for today, we're going to talk about a problem that over the years could also be called a problem in our country, which is teenage pregnancy. So, what is your opinion on this, Miss Jewel and Mr. Emborgo? Because for me, I think we really need to talk about this issue to raise awareness among young people.
Thank you for having me in the second episode, Karina. So for me, I think teenage pregnancy is getting more and more rampant here in our country, wherein teens are starting to think that getting pregnant at a young age is okay and is normal for them. You could clearly see that they didn't properly think about the consequences on being pregnant at an early age.
I agree with you, Jewel. Even though I tried hard to think about on what benefits could you get on being pregnant at an early age, nothing seems to come in mind. So, if you guys could tell me the possible benefits of teenage pregnancy, please do tell me now. As for my opinion about this topic, when teenagers get pregnant, most of them are not prepared on how to raise the child, which is likely from poor family planning. Because of poor family planning, teenagers are often hit with a harsh reality about how difficult it is to raise a child.
Not only could teenage pregnancy make it difficult for the young parents to be financially struggle at a young age, unprotected sex could also cause more harm as to one could expect it. Since teenage pregnancy is rampant here in your country, then the chances of spreading STDs in our country, if left unchecked, could potentially increase, which is obviously bad for the youth.
Then, how about integrating sex education into the school curriculum? Do you believe it has the potential to lower the number of teenage pregnancies in our country?
Well, it could actually help reduce the cases related to teenage pregnancy, but it doesn't completely remove the problem to teenage pregnancy in our country. Our schools have been implementing sex education years ago, but as you can see, there are still some teens getting pregnant despite having sex education. They were taught on things on how to avoid getting pregnant, such as using proper protection when having unprotected sex. And they were clearly taught on what are the other risks and consequences about having unprotected sex, just like what Jules said. Uh, the chances of spreading STDs or AIDS could happen. And one clear consequence about teenage pregnancy is that imagine the burden that the parents of the teenagers would have to add when caring for their own children's baby.
Also, one of the factors why teen pregnancy is common here is just like what Jude said about teens getting the proper sex education or still getting pregnant. Their curiosity of what kind of feeling does having sex could have also be one factor on why teens are eager to engage in sex despite being young. Also, one of the reasons could be in the environment where they live in.
It could also be said that parents play a huge role when it comes to teaching their children about sex education, because they are the ones who is the most reliable and the first one that have to teach their children about common sense. With proper guidance from their parents, not only could be teenage pregnancy be avoided but as well as other misdeeds.
In general, being pregnant at such a young age, doing it out of curiosity without considering the consequences, is simply wrong. And that concludes today's episode, guys. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Goodbye!